Fight Week, BKFC 75, Tingley Coliseum, June 6th. Still tickets available. Come on out. Enjoy a Friday night of violence where Bill Albrecht's back in the ring.
Back in it.
Man, back-to-back fights here at home, coming off of a victory. Talk to me about the vibes.
Dream come true. You know, so thankful for everybody who's made this possible. Donald Sanchez, BKFC. I'm really honored to go knock this dude out.
Well, you already got that hometown love, that huge moment. Take us back a couple months. Yeah. Randy Fields, Albuquerque Convention Center.
Yes, sir.
Man, I don't even know the last time I can think that you fought here in town.
Right.
Before BKFC. So to now get that victory, family, everything, what was that like?
Oh, euphoric. Euphoric. I'm fighting, doing something I love. People are supporting me. I love Albuquerque, love the people. Just love it.
And then you get this call. I think I heard from Donald even. They basically told you right after the last fight, hey, when we come back, we want you on the card.
Yes, sir.
Does that help the focus, the motivation?
That helped. And then, you know, watching that Irishman be an asshole to everybody really motivated me this fight. I got people reaching out to me on Instagram and Facebook saying, this guy's such an asshole, kick his ass. And I don't even know half these people. So this dude must really have one coming, and I am honored to serve it to him.
See, I'm trying to get to the heartfelt stuff, talk about these moments. And Wild Bill, Fight Week, full mode, starting to cut here is like, no, Kyle McLeroy on the brain. So was this a fight back there at the convention center in January that you thought was a possibility?
You know, I wasn't really sure. But, you know, when I saw him slap Jay Jackson, who's probably the most humble, you know, I think he's a badass fighter for BKFC. I don't know much about him before BKFC, but just a humble, great dude. And to get slapped at weigh-in just made me think, like, what's wrong with this dude? I mean, everybody was like, what's wrong with this dude? I think he got served well for that fight. I'm
not going to call you a hothead or say that you have a short fuse, but you're a little squirrely, Bill.
It's accurate. You know, like Morgan Wallen says, I'm a little crazy, but the world's insane, you know? So that's kind of where I'm at.
And how do you then prepare for a weigh-in and a face-off? Because that's what I'm most worried about is, can we get you to the ring before you start trying to fight each other?
I hope so. I thought about that too. Like, this dude tries something squirrely, he's gonna really get it before the fight, you know? So they might have a pre-show, I don't know, but we'll see how that goes.
Is that something though that you've prepared yourself for, that you've seen Kyle at these BKFC weigh-ins?
No way am I getting in his
he gets in the face.
Yeah, bring it, Kyle. Please bring it.
Now, as a in-ring matchup, what are your thoughts here? Because we've seen Kyle, if you saw when he first started off as a heavyweight in BKFC, I believe our friend came out with the 1700s, boxing stance, and now we see an open stance and a lot more movement. So what do you think stylistically of what he's going to bring?
He's an old school boxer, you know? I hope he brings it, I hope he pressures me, you know what I mean? I think you give me time to think about my shit, and I'm going to, you know, really just go to town. So it's going to be fun. You know, I'm prepared for him to pressure me, and let's see how good he can pressure me.
What has it been like being a part of Champ Camp? I know that Donald Sanchez's name we brought up, so there's been an intensity.
That dude's training like he's 20 years old, bro. Mundell's got something coming. Like, I've never seen Donald so fast and accurate. So, you know, unless Mundell's gotten faster since his last fight, I think he's going to be. He keeps thinking it's going to be like this easy fight from what I'm watching. I think he's going to get knocked out in one or two pretty easy.
Has it been a better camp or a worse camp than for you because of the stakes for Donald and the intensity level that's been put in these sessions?
Donald's bringing it. Sparring with him's been an honor. Sparring with Leroy Bazin's even been sparring with us. Lionel Lanham here has been helping me, you know, and sparring with us and giving me all these badass pointers, because this dude should be bare knuckle boxing, truly. Lionel Lanham's a beast himself.
Has the
Felipe Chavez, he's been coming. We've all been sparring together, and it's been great, man.
Everybody on the card almost.
Yeah, oh, dude, Donald brings the city together, you know? It's really cool.
With that, is there a benefit also We know that you're a little older in this game of keeping that body in motion.
It's been a blessing. I feel like I'm young again, and they're making me feel young again to where you're being in the gym every day instead of like back in the day I should have been in the gym way more than I was. You know what I mean? And it was just always so far for me to go all the way down to fit when I lived in Rio Rancho. But again, I love Rio Rancho because I love police that show up.
Getting back to BKFC, before Bill's political plight and career here, running for office probably in Rio Rancho one day. Watch this, man.
I wish. No way.
But with that age, with that experience, it kind of dawned on me. It was a moment at the convention center. It was an opportunity. I don't know how many moments you're going to have the opportunity to write the perfect ending to the career. I don't want to throw it out there and just put words in your mouth, but have those kind of thoughts with 50, 60 fights under your resume. Has that started to creep into you, what you want the end to look like?
Oh, bro, you should see me get out of bed. I'm like an old man, trying to get out of bed, and thank God for creatine and we've really been just, good stretches. Leroy puts on these amazing workouts at 5 a.m., full body workouts, sometimes muscle group centered, but in all actuality, it's still a full body workout. And it's really keeping me young. I got a good, strong back again, and I'm able to stay in my lower stance because my legs are strong again instead of that old crepid man kind of coming out there stiff and whatnot, So I'm hoping to even show a better, more exciting Wild Bill than what they've seen. You know what I mean? Because I'm hungry for this one.
And that's why I think that activity, the succession of fights, getting them back to back is going to be a benefit to you, because that movement and not having to get back into the gear and the grind of everything.
Oh, absolutely. It's hard to stay in camp when you don't have something going. You know what I mean? This has been really motivating, and I'm really excited for this one. And now, the only one that's beat me is the champ. So we'll see. You know what I mean? We'll see what happens. If they gave me that fight again, I would fight that fight completely different. Hopefully, or if Dyer wants me to beat somebody, but hopefully he'll give me another shot, because I would definitely like that before it's over.
And you guys, why Bill will never need a Conor McGregor pep talk again. It worked a little too well for Mr. Albrecht.
Yeah, I don't, like I said, I got rocked that fight and didn't remember a bunch. But Donald and Leroy were telling me when Conor came, because he came out right before, and when Conor came out, they were like, oh, watch this fight. I told them I was going to go out there and rush this fool. I was hype, and that was absolutely the wrong way to fight Josh Dyer. You know what I mean? Plus, he had gotten in my head a little bit with our words exchange on Facebook, like I was going to run the whole fight. But I really should have played more of a defensive fight instead of such a aggressive, for a young, fast guy like him, for sure.
And that's why, to bring it back around, I'm hoping there were some lessons that you can apply into this fight, because that psychology and that mental warfare is going to come into play with Kyle trying to get under your skin.
Footwork, and more footwork.
It's fight week, everybody.
It's fight week, baby.
BKFC
Come
75.
out. It's going to be exciting as fuck.
We'll see you Friday night at Tingley Coliseum.
Let's go.